Hello! Today we're going to review the fundamental rules to obtain your commercial driver's license in New Jersey. This state operates under federal CDL standards but includes critical regional rules, especially regarding tunnels, dense traffic corridors, and weight enforcement, so let's get you fully prepared to pass that exam on your first try. Here are the key questions for the New Jersey CDL exam. What agency issues CDL licenses in New Jersey? The New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission, MVC. The MVC is responsible for all CDL licensing, testing, and renewals throughout the state. Let's continue. What is the minimum age for interstate CDL driving in New Jersey? 21 years old. Federal law requires drivers to be at least 21 to operate commercial vehicles across state lines. That rule applies nationwide with no exceptions. Next question. What is the minimum age for intrastate CDL driving in New Jersey? 18 years old. At 18, you may operate a commercial vehicle within New Jersey only. Crossing state lines before 21 is strictly prohibited. Let's move on. What combination weight requires a Class A CDL in New Jersey? Combination vehicles over 26,000 pounds where the towed unit exceeds 10,000 pounds. This classification covers tractor-trailers and large multi-unit combinations. It's based on both total weight and trailer weight, not just one. Continuing. What vehicles require a Class B CDL in New Jersey? Single vehicles over 26,000 pounds or towing a unit not exceeding 10,000 pounds. These include straight trucks, buses, and large dump trucks. The key difference from Class A is the smaller trailer weight. Next point. What vehicles require a Class C CDL in New Jersey? Vehicles under 26,001 pounds carrying hazmat are designed for 16 or more passengers including the driver. Even lighter vehicles require a CDL when risk or passenger count increases. Hazardous materials and passenger safety drive this classification. Let's continue. How long is a New Jersey CLP valid? 180 days, renewable once for another 180 days. This gives you a maximum of 1 year to prepare for your skills test. Use that time wisely to build real driving experience. Next question. What supervision is required when driving with a New Jersey CLP? A CDL holder with proper class and endorsements must sit in the front passenger seat. This ensures immediate supervision and intervention if needed. The supervisor must match the vehicle type you're operating. Let's continue. What vision standard is required for a New Jersey CDL? 20/40ths in each eye with or without correction, and at least 70 degrees of peripheral vision. Drivers must clearly see ahead and detect hazards from the sides. Peripheral awareness is critical in large vehicles. Next point. How often must a New Jersey CDL holder renew their medical certificate? Every 2 years, unless a condition requires more frequent review. Medical fitness is continuously monitored for safety. An expired certificate immediately affects your driving privileges. Let's move on. What blood pressure level qualifies for a full 2-year medical certificate? 140/90 or below. Higher blood pressure increases risk of medical events while driving. Staying within limits ensures maximum certification time. Continuing. What happens to a New Jersey CDL if the medical certificate expires? The CDL is downgraded until a valid certificate is on file. Without a valid medical card, you cannot legally operate a CMV. Your CDL status depends directly on medical compliance. Next question. What condition disqualifies a driver from a medical certificate? Epilepsy not controlled by medication and insulin-dependent diabetes in most cases. These conditions can cause sudden incapacitation. Safety standards prioritize consistent driver control at all times. Let's keep going. What is the minimum tread depth on front steering axle tires for a CMV? 4/32 of an inch. Steering tires are critical for vehicle control and must meet stricter standards. Loss of traction here means loss of direction. Next point. What is the minimum tread depth on all other CMV tires? 2/32 of an inch. Other tires still require safe traction but have slightly lower minimums. Worn tires increase stopping distance and risk of blowouts. Let's continue. What is the maximum single axle weight on New Jersey highways? 22,400 pounds. This limit protects road infrastructure and prevents axle overload. Exceeding it increases mechanical stress and enforcement risk. Next question. What is the maximum tandem axle weight on New Jersey highways? 34,000 pounds. Tandem axles distribute weight more efficiently but still have limits. Both axle and total weight must be legal. Let's move on. What is the maximum gross vehicle weight on New Jersey highways without a permit? 80,000 pounds. This is the federal standard for interstate highways. Anything above requires special permits and planning. Continuing, what New Jersey-specific rule applies to certain hazmat vehicles in tunnels? Certain hazmat loads are prohibited from tunnels like the Lincoln in Holland and must use alternate routes such as the Goethals or Bayonne Bridge. These restrictions reduce risk in confined, high-traffic areas. Know your route before entering the New York-New Jersey corridor. Next point, what is the New Jersey permit requirement for oversize or overweight loads? They require a New Jersey permit with route, time, and escort restrictions. Oversized loads must be carefully controlled for safety and infrastructure protection. Planning ahead is mandatory, not optional. Let's continue. What are the three parts of total stopping distance? Perception distance, reaction distance, and braking distance. Each phase adds to total stopping distance. Understanding all three helps you anticipate hazards earlier. Next question. At 55 miles per hour, how far does a loaded truck travel before stopping? About 390 feet under ideal conditions. That distance increases with weight, weather, and road conditions. Always leave more space than you think you need. Let's continue. What is the reaction distance at 55 miles per hour? About 60 feet in 1 second. The truck moves before braking even begins. Driver awareness is critical to reducing total stopping distance. Next point, what following distance applies under normal conditions? 1 second per 10 feet of vehicle length plus 1 second over 40 miles per hour. Longer vehicles need more space to stop safely. This rule scales with both speed and size. Let's move on. What following distance adjustment is needed in bad weather? Double the normal following distance. Reduced traction and visibility demand extra space. Never wait until conditions worsen to adjust. Continuing, what speed reduction is recommended on wet roads? Reduce by 1/3. Wet pavement reduces tire grip significantly. Slowing early prevents loss of control. Next question, what speed reduction applies on packed snow? Reduce by 1/2. Snow further limits traction and braking ability. Half speed helps maintain control. Let's continue. What speed reduction is needed on ice? Reduce by 2/3 or more. Ice offers almost no traction. Extreme caution is required at all times. Next point, what is hydroplaning and how should a driver respond? Loss of tire contact due to water. Ease off the accelerator without hard braking. Braking can worsen the loss of control. Smooth inputs help regain traction. Let's move on. What causes brake fade and how is it prevented? Overheated brakes from continuous downgrade use, prevented by low gear and controlled braking. Heat reduces braking effectiveness. Prevention is the only reliable solution. Continuing, what technique prevents brake fade on downgrades? Select a low gear before descent and apply brakes in firm intervals. This controls speed without overheating brakes. Never rely on brakes alone downhill. Next point, what gear should be selected before a steep downgrade? The same gear needed to climb the grade. This ensures controlled descent speed. Choosing early is critical, not halfway down. Let's keep going. What is an escape ramp and when should it be used? A ramp to stop runaway vehicles, used immediately if speed cannot be controlled. It is designed to save lives in emergencies. Never hesitate to use one. Next question. What is off-tracking in large vehicles? Rear wheels follow a shorter path than front wheels. This occurs in all turns. Drivers must compensate for it. Next point. What is the danger of off-tracking in a right turn? Rear wheels may jump the curb or strike objects. The trailer cuts inside the turn path. Always allow extra space. Let's continue. What is jackknifing and what causes it? Trailer folding toward the tractor due to locked trailer wheels. It usually happens during hard braking. Once it starts, recovery is extremely difficult. Next point, how is jackknifing prevented? Avoid sudden braking and use smooth inputs. Maintaining traction is key. Smooth driving prevents instability. Let's move on. What is trailer sway and how is it corrected? Side-to-side movement corrected by easing off the accelerator. Speed reduction stabilizes the trailer. Never accelerate during sway. Continuing, what is the tug test when coupling a tractor-trailer? Gently pulling against the locked kingpin to confirm connection. It verifies the trailer is secure. Always test before moving. Next question, what is the correct coupling sequence? Position tractor, align kingpin, connect airlines, raise landing gear, tug test, inspect. Each step ensures a secure connection. Skipping steps risks separation. Let's continue. What is the correct uncoupling order? Lower landing gear, apply trailer brakes, disconnect lines, chock wheels, extract tractor. This prevents trailer movement or collapse. Order matters for safety. Next point, what are the glad hands on a combination vehicle? Connectors for service and emergency air lines. They allow brake communication between tractor and trailer. Both lines are essential. Let's move on. What happens if the emergency airline disconnects while moving? Trailer brakes apply automatically. This is a built-in safety system. It prevents runaway trailers. Continuing, what is the trailer hand valve used for? Testing trailer brakes only, never while driving. Using it in motion can cause jackknifing. It is strictly a test tool. Next question, what is the normal air pressure range in a CMV brake system? 100 to 125 psi. This ensures proper brake function. Always monitor your gauges. Let's continue. At what pressure does the low air warning activate? 60 psi. This is a critical warning level. Stop safely and immediately. Next point, what is the air loss rate limit with brakes released? No more than 3 psi per minute. Higher loss indicates a leak. Leaks must be fixed before driving. Continuing, what is the air loss rate with brakes applied for a combination vehicle? No more than 6 psi per minute. More components means slightly higher allowable loss. Still, limits must be respected. Next question, what are spring brakes in a CMV? Brakes held by air that apply automatically when pressure drops. They act as emergency and parking brakes. They activate during air system failure. Let's keep going. What brake check is done during the pre-trip inspection? Build air to governor cutoff, test low air warning at 60 psi, verify parking brake, and inspect components. This confirms the entire air brake system is functioning correctly.